So today on the stream and the YouTube video we are starting a new game in Sekiro Shadows Die Twice.
In the closing years of the
and we're going to
Sengoku
see
era,
how far we can get.
Japan was consumed.
I'm not going to rush, so
perpetual
we'll take the time.
The fires
I want to make sure that the people
raged
who
on,
eventually watch this on YouTube
spreading
can use
deep
this as a
into the
guide
mountains,
for the beginning of the game.
to the land of Ashina.
Let's make a wish.
Is the war finally over? I'm not keen on the start of this game. The first time you play it, it's amazing, but when you're restarting, it's a bit of a nuisance.
Some 20 years after Ishin's coup,
I'm also not keen on that tiny little health bar. Now, the way this game starts is absolutely genius, and based on people who I have watched or heard about play this online, a lot of them don't learn the lesson from the early game.
That shinobi at the bottom of the well. We didn't shackle him.
So here,
restrain
when we're
him,
sneaking
nothing.
through, the game
That
is
doesn't
teaching
worry
you to be
anybody?
stealthy.
Not at all.
That's something
Not
you're going to
only
need
is he unarmed,
throughout the entire
he has
game. It's not something
completely
you
lost
choose
his
now
will to
and then
live.
never bother with
Nothing
again.
but a coward.
It is important. That's why the game is telling you to do it. The thing about Sekiro is it will never ever tell you to do something that you won't use more than once. It is a clever game. This isn't a simple game, it's not Call of Duty or anything like that. It's not just going to throw random mechanics at you for no reason. It's not going to give you things that you've used once or twice. Everything in this game is a hint, it's a clue, it's important. So for the people who have joined us, we are just playing Sekiro Shadows Die Twice from the very beginning of the game. And I'm going to try and share some tips as we go. If you get any questions, if there's anything in the game that you're not sure of, feel free to post in the chat and I'll try and help you with it. I have written guides for the bosses for this game. I've written the guides for where to find gourd seeds, prayer beads, all that kind of stuff. So I can help you if you need it.
Loyal Wolf, it is you.
my lord,
Now then, were you not
Good, because I can imagine playing
No,
without
right
the good
there's
would be an
Lord, I
absolute
want you seen.
nightmare.
no. Right,
let's equip a good. So what I was saying at the start of the stream is the game tries to tell you how important stealth is right from the very off. It also shows you how important deflecting is. The enemies are deflect with one shot. Timing your deflections in this game is very, very easy. The game tells you as soon as the attack lands, that works, but you can also do it just slightly before and you'll still get it. Again, the game gives you hints here with the verticality of the environment. So all of these enemies, you can jump up here, look, they don't notice you. So you can jump up here and get a nice Stealth kill to start off. I should just be doing these guys quickly, but just wait on one of them. Oh. Later on in the game, you get an ability that restores your health when you get a death blow, and it's amazing. It's an absolute game changer. Not having it this early in the game is just hell on earth. This guy's actually really good practice. You'll see now that my posture bar is really high just by holding L1. That's how the quickest way to decrease it. It actually decreases much slower, as you can see when you're just walking around. Just feels so slow right now. Don't exactly have a lot of gain from being too aggressive on this one. He is going to kill me. Too aggressive, but I really want to kill him. Bait has double slices that. Possure's really weak as well. Well, I'll save I want New Game Plus 2, I've got the full health bar, I've got the full posture. I don't know, it actually seems a bit strange that the game wouldn't help new players out a bit more this early on. In fact, it only gives you one healing gourd, that's not too bad. In fact, there's no way to heal in this area. Like, why do I get why? It's to stop you being able to just come through later on. There we go. There already. Shocking. Shocking stuff. It's amazing that once you beat this game, when you come back to this area on New Game Plus, you will absolutely rattle through it. You won't even bother fighting. So slow to react. Well, I've just aggravated through them as well. I don't know why I started this from again, because I am terrible. Absolutely terrible. Much better. Oh, terrible. Oh my. Oh, you seen the game try to get the kill there. Again, one thing you learn really quickly in this game is if you do not do damage to enemies' health bars, if you do damage to enemies, it's something that's really hard to train yourself away from, because I'm sure if you're playing this, you'll be used to playing maybe not even other Souls games like Dark Souls and Bloodborne, but you're maybe used to playing something like Devil May Cry, where of course it's all about beating enemies' health bars into the ground. One thing I hate about any game that isn't a platformer is platforming mechanics. Like, they aren't terrible in this, but they're definitely not good either. like this wee guy either. That made it look easy, but the very first time I played this, he was the first enemy who killed me. Believe it or not. Yeah. Not the biggest fan of this boss fight either. Like, first time you come through, feels a bit cheap.
Wolf, you found it. Now let us leave this place.
Yes, my lord.
To think that this is the only way to run from the fated bloodline.
This fight is
the
so
only
easy.
answer.
Like, when you have to come back and do this fight the second time round on New Game Plus, it's the easiest thing in the world. Like, you won't go through it without taking a hit, probably, but he just is not a hard character to fight at all. The biggest problem with fighting this guy is that you fight him so many, spoiler, you fight him so many times throughout the game that he's got a different moveset every single time.
You
It just settles on one. Obviously this game as well, this is the end of the game, we don't have the key encounter yet. Which is a bit rubbish. Anyone who's fought him later on in the game will know it is fine. Next all your motions attack. Believe it or not, you fight this guy later on in the game, and a lot of people are really struggling with him. So if anybody in the chat struggling with him, one of the bosses that I'm probably really good at fighting because I've done it so many times. So I'm going to get a lot of tips for fighting. He's one of the main bosses that I'm supposed to be hyper aggressive with. That was terrible. But that was because I was trying to keep him. I'm an idiot. So if you beat him, what happens is while you're talking to him then, while you're lecturing him after you beat him, one of his little minions distracts you by throwing something at you, and while you're distracted he cuts your arm off anyway. So literally this exact same cutscene plays out.
Is that all the shinobi has to
But
offer?
the only difference is he says something about you having too much honour and
The
him not
divine
being
heir
honour.
will be coming with
Then
me.
that line's identical. So get up him is my response to that. I don't even know if you get in, actually. Like, other games sometimes when you beat this really, really hard fight at the start of the game you're meant to lose, you get a wee bonus. I don't know if anyone in the chat ever played one of the Yu-Gi-Oh games on PS2 or PS1, sorry, but it was a Yu-Gi-Oh game on PS1 that you had to fight this guy really, really early on who could basically like annihilate your life force in one hit. His first turn was always that good, and I used to keep restarting the PS1 thinking that I can do this, I can do this, I can do this, but actually you had to lose to him, like to advance the story.
You're quite there's too strict too.
So another problem with this game is there's a lot of wee story bits near the beginning. I do like the story. I think there's a good story in Sekiro. I think it's interesting, I think it's worth following, but once you experience it once, it doesn't have that many twists and turns for you. Yeah, it's, if you've ever played a From Software game before, which I'm sure plenty of you have, Sekiro has the exact same story as the rest of them. And I'm sure there's someone out there who on the YouTube video later on or in the chat is thinking, fuck you Adam, you're a fucking dick, From Software are amazing, they've got the best stories in the world. Well, I love From Software too, but their actual overarching stories are usually good, but a lot of the story beats in their games are essentially identical. Like Bloodborne, more or less the same as Dark Souls, more or less the same as this. I've never played King's Field or King's Tower or whatever it's called, but I assume it's exactly identical to this. Now, start of the game. If you've not played it yet, if you're wondering how you're best starting this, just take it easy. Right, like that's me already reached the next idol without really having to fight a single enemy. I still have killed one. This game is very, very easy to skip enemies because of the traversal. You can move really quickly. Right after this idol, you can find a shuriken wheel. So that's something that you can use your fake arm to throw things with. And already we're going to come to our first, well, our second actually, including the wee guy at the start, mini boss. Again, mini bosses in this game are quite repetitive. It's usually the same. The game's getting criticised for that, but I think it's a good thing that mini bosses are the same because it allows you to improve. It means you can fight this guy later on, a different named version of this guy later on, and you can actually see general improvement in places. Now again, aggression. See his posture bar, give him the chance to get that down. So if he does that attack, he will reset his posture. It will infuriate you. When I'm playing Dark Souls, one of the things I hate most in Dark Souls is when you get enemies in the on you get pull out essence fast and drink from it to set their health. I despise it. So I can get a fair beat and a good cheat, which is pretty amazing this early on in the game. This area, right at the very beginning, isn't the best area. There are a lot of enemies in a short space, so you could take your time and stealth kill them all. But the problem is, they're all going to see you. So the most important thing here, don't get hit, obviously, shoot off edge. Get this guy out of the way. Once we jump down here, this guy, and then that opens up the full field for the rest of the fights. So let's get that over here now. You want to try and draw enemies to you. You don't want enemies to have to like drag you out and you fight them, you've got guns coming at you and all that. Like one big thing I can give you in this game, you get one v1. I don't know if anyone's ever played Ocarina of Time. Chris is in the chat, Chris played in the chat. It was amazing that I've mentioned Ocarina of Time, and that's all sort of From Software video. But the way they designed Ocarina of Time combat was with a samurai combat in mind. So in Japanese combat, it is tradition that only one person should fight at any time. So there should never be a 2 versus 1. When Nintendo were originally designing Ocarina of Time, they decided it was too hard to have them fight too many enemies, but it was easier to have them fight one enemy. It was designed combat art system round like the art of 1 versus 1 fight. That's why Ocarina of Time has the card system. It's one of the first ever games to use proper lock-on. Game history for you there, and that was all based around the Japanese art of 1v1 fighting. That is very, very important to know when you're playing something like Sekiro, when you're playing Neo, when you're playing any From Software game. These games are designed to optimise 1 versus 1 fight. If you put yourself in a scenario where you're fighting 5 or 6 really stupid enemies, you're going to get overrun so quickly. Once you get overrun, it's very, very hard to find your feet again. There you go. Whole area cleared, despite the fact that I set the alarm off and attracted every enemy to me. I simply attracted enemies one at a time, and staying calm, I was able to take them all on. There's not really any names. She's a very important character. I'll talk to her in a wee second. But before we talk to her, we'll talk to her son, who is here.
Who is it?
And has shallow breathing.
Is somebody there?
Yes.
Answer.
No. Could it be? Sir, my name, I ask her mom.
So he recognises your voice because you know him. You also know his mum, who is in here. Can grapple up.
Oh, my son.
I am not.
There, you take it through.
So she gives you that bell that she's holding. She's very creepy. One thing that's really obvious about this game is that it's a From Software game. The character models are so similar to Dark Souls 3 and Bloodborne. The animations are really similar to Dark Souls 3. Like, everything just screams From. Now if you kill this guy, you're not going to kill those two. You're going to let him up there. See him? And him up there. That is an RPG. If you head up here, you're going to meet a character who's really, really important. So, there's where we did that first fight. There's the next one. Yeah, there's the RPG that just hit me. Wow. That was really cool. Yeah, I've used the gourd. That's not good. And here is
an offer
friend.
indeed from them. Go
The
ahead.
reason this guy is so good to talk to is because he has Robert's firecrackers, which cost 500 gold. We are nowhere near that. Can't even sell stuff to get to it.
Where
Those
you
firecrackers
find
are
the
amazing.
deposit, wherever.
Not just for this next fight, but for a lot of fights in the game. They will give you big advantages over a lot of different enemies, especially the game's first true boss fight. If you can get them before the first mini boss, actually, the first real mini boss, which is coming up, they're actually a really, really big help. Here, let's just deal with this guy. Oh. You might find yourself with 500 gold before you get there. I've not had to do this again, first time. But if you die a few times and you're getting more gold, then you never know. Right, rest of that. This idol's really conveniently placed, we'll say. I forgot to rest at it. One thing that infuriates me about this game is the fact you have to double rest at idols. Dark Souls you had to activate the bonfires and actually sit at them, I know that, but double resting at idols, it's just annoying. Don't need to aggressive. Come on, hit me. And then we've got this guy here, okay, the chain ogre, who will break free. Have it. So a lot of people again struggling with this guy. One tip is just to run the fuck away. Excuse my language. If people don't like the language, post in the chat that you don't like the language and I will stop swearing. It's not really a choice, it's just a Scottish thing where we just have to swear at all times for no reason whatsoever. So the ogre doesn't really have good perception because he's a big stupid ogre, so as you can see, by just running away, he will stop looking for you, and you can sneak up on him, and there you go. Health bar cut in half, right away, minimum effort. He has a couple of attacks that are terrifying. That's two. That one's really, really easy to dodge, and I'm almost embarrassed at that. This is one of the few enemies in the game who you shouldn't kill. He's going to put the edge, which is the worst thing about this. Oh, no. So this is the first time this has happened to me, so I'll have to respawn, which is quite lucky because I aggroed the spear guy. The ogre's one of the few enemies in the game who you should ignore the posture bar for. It's all about the health bar for Mr. Ogre. I do notice there's 7 people in the chat right now. There seems to be more people watching me play when I'm dying than when I'm doing well. I don't know if that's... I don't know if really. Spear guy's been coming right now. If anybody's watching the chat, I don't have Magiri, which is why I'm absolutely terrified of the spear guy. We want rid of the spear guy. I can't take the spear guy. That chicken's watching me as well now. The problem is, they the Ogre. If the Ogre despawns, his health will go back up. And it turns around. Obviously that's not good. A spear guy will kill you. No, he's quite good. Oh, the good one. So Ogre's one of the few enemies in the game who you should never bother deflecting, honestly. That was slow for me. With Ogre, don't bother deflecting, it's all about dodging, 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 dodging. This game's obviously designed with platforming in mind, so it's annoying that you can't just walk off edges, you have to jump off. One of the easy ways to fight the Ogre is just to dodge away when he attacks, and then use a charged R1 attack like that to close the distance. Keeps you in a safe range. By safe range I mean safe. Not safe. There we go. That was not a good performance. Had to use pellets, but there is how indeedy to beat the Ogre. He is not a hard enemy. He is a challenge early on, especially if you don't play these games. But once you know what you're doing, once you've got